2030? Why does he hate Britain's pubs? And if he doesn't, why is he taxing them into extinction?
This wasn't a quiet jab from across the aisle. This was a blistering, full-throttle political takedown, and Starmer had nowhere to hide. Because here's the truth. Under Keir Starmer's so-called leadership, the pubs that built Britain's working-class spirit are being crushed by rising taxes, cutback reliefs, and cold-blooded indifference. Landlords are walking away. Doors are shutting. Communities are falling apart. And at the center of it all stands a Labour leader who claims to love pubs while taxing them into extinction. So, how will he answer these questions? Will he dodge, deflect, or lie through his teeth once again? Let's find out.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Last week, I was talking to Jason, a pub landlord.
This opening isn't about pleasantries. It's loaded with intent. The MP introduces Jason, a living, breathing face of Britain's battered middle class. A pub landlord, not a hedge fund manager, not a city banker, just a man who keeps the lights on, serves his community, and pays his taxes. And yet, he's suffering. By invoking Jason, the MP cuts straight past the technocratic language Labour hides behind. He speaks the language of the street, the bar stool, the common man. Why? Because betrayal isn't abstract. It's personal. This isn't a think tank report or a Bloomberg article. It's the lived reality of millions of small business owners being crushed under Labour's economic boot. And who is Keir Starmer in this story? Not Jason's defender, not the champion of the working class, but the very man selling Jason out. Starmer no longer walks the same streets. He's too busy networking in Islington and rubbing shoulders with bankers to care about the landlords who keep British life alive. This moment sets the tone. The Tory MP doesn't argue macroeconomics. He delivers a moral indictment, and it lands hard.
And he told me he's heard a rumour about the Prime Minister. Not that one, not that one. He's heard that there is a reason why the Prime Minister hates Britain's pubs. Landlords like Jason are being battered by Labour's jobs tax and the slashing of small business rates relief, meaning that as many as half of Britain's pubs could be closed by 2030. Why does he hate Britain's pubs? And if he doesn't, why is he taxing them into extinction?
This is the line that strikes the match, and it's no accident. It's meant to spark outrage, not just at one man, but at an entire mindset. The claim that Starmer hates British pubs may sound extreme, but look closer and the strategic brilliance behind the accusation becomes clear.
That man is not allowed in my pub. No, Laura. I'm not going to physically hurt him. That man... That's assault. I am not bothering you. I am not bothering him. That man is not allowed in my pub. Get out of my pub. Go on. Calm yourself down. Get out of my pub. Calm down. Sorry, thank you.
Bring David Cameron back, guys.
Didn't fall it. Guys, you can't hit me with the carpet, please.
Yeah, come on in here, Mama.
Just listen to me. It's gone my way. Well, the one just completely overwhelmed with cases. They've been on the front line keeping people alive. So I really don't need lectures from you about this pandemic. You've got one.
Go on in. Can we come in? Is that okay?
This hostility isn't new. Before we go any further, let us ask, are you enjoying the video? If so, please like and share it. And subscribe to our channel for more exclusive coverage of the groundbreaking changes happening on Offscript. Now let's continue. Remember this, pubs aren't just buildings. They are the last surviving community hubs in Britain. They're where people laugh, mourn, protest, debate, and grieve. Where life happens together. In an age of digitization, isolation, and corporate monopolies, the pub remains sacred ground for the British soul. So what happens when Labour piles on taxes, hikes insurance costs, and slashes business relief? It's not just bad economics. It's cultural vandalism. The MP's point is unmistakable. Keir isn't merely failing to protect pubs. He's actively allowing, perhaps even encouraging, their destruction. Why? Because pubs represent a Britain Starmer no longer believes in. A Britain built on community, patriotism, self-reliance, and face-to-face solidarity. Destroy the pub, and you destroy the working class's last stronghold of unity. And that's exactly what Labour is doing under Starmer. What if half of all pubs are gone by 2030? That's not exaggeration. That's an obituary for British cultural life. You want to talk about austerity, inequality, and corporate overreach? This is ground zero, where working class survival collides with political sabotage. And who's leading the charge? Keir's Labour Party. A party that once stood shoulder to shoulder with miners, dockers, and labourers now throws them under the financial bus in the name of fiscal responsibility. It's an astonishing betrayal. And what makes it worse? The hypocrisy. Starmer's party claims to stand for working people. Yet instead of protecting the landlord, they protect the landlord's landlord, corporate real estate giants, multinational breweries, consultants, and management firms. The jobs tax is especially sinister. It punishes small employers simply for hiring people. Think about that. Penalizing job creation in the middle of an economic downturn. Starmer treats working-class employers like criminals while giving big tech and big pharma a free pass. This isn't just bad policy. It's the deliberate dismantling of local Britain, one tax at a time. But let's rewind for a moment.
We're not going to be raising tax on working people, so that means no increase in income tax, in national insurance and in VAT.
It's interesting, actually. I notice how he looks down all the way. So he's reading off a sheet which I hadn't picked up before. Oh, to have that bit of paper.
None of our plans require tax rises over and above the ones we've set out.
So you can say now there will not be an increase in council tax.
Look, Nick, what I'm not going to do is sit here.
Is not say that. That's what you're not going to do. We can see that clearly, it's a Keir. Every time you say, we're not going to raise VAT, we're not going to raise it, and everybody says, what about council tax? You say, well, I honestly can't. You know what people are thinking. You're a bright bloke. Council tax will go up.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely staggered there when I told him he was a bright bloke.
None of our plans require
Will
a
it go
tax
up or
rise.
when to go up, Sir Keir?
None of our plans require a tax rise. No, Nick, because I do need to explain this.
I think you've had your time, respectfully. And then he was off to a Taylor Swift concert, so he couldn't hang about.
It was one of the clearest promises Keir Starmer ever made. We will not raise taxes on working people. He said it on camera. He said it to win your vote. Then something remarkable happened. He entered power, and almost overnight, like a switch flipped in a Westminster backroom, everything changed. The man who promised stability, honesty, and protection for working families suddenly began doing exactly what he once accused his opponents of doing, pushing stealth tax rises, refusing to reverse national insurance increases, and hiding behind fiscal jargon while the lowest paid picked up the bill. This isn't politics. This is fraud with a red rosette. Let's be absolutely clear. Working-class Britain did not vote for austerity 2.0. They didn't vote for energy bills that never come down. They didn't vote for tax raids dressed up as responsible budgeting. And they certainly didn't vote for a man who says one thing in opposition and does the complete opposite the moment the keys to number 10 are finally in his hand. So here's the question Starmer refuses to answer. Who exactly is he protecting? Because it's not Jason, the pub landlord. It's not the nurse on night shifts being crushed by bracket creep. It's not the small business owner struggling to make payroll while costs spiral out of control. They were all left behind. But the lawyers, the lobbyists, the global finance insiders lingering on Labour's donor lists, they're doing just fine. Every move Starmer makes, every tax he quietly keeps, every relief he conveniently ignores tells you exactly who he is. A corporate-friendly centrist in socialist clothing, far more comfortable pleasing bankers than standing up for builders. His version of helping the working class is a press release. His version of justice is silence. And if this is what Labour looks like in power, then we have to ask, did the working class vote for a leader or for a technocrat in a red tie who sold them out the moment the door to Downing Street opened? Because once trust is broken this deeply, there's no undoing it. The slogans won't save him. The optics won't shield him. And the working people of Britain are watching now, and they won't forget. This is where the fight begins.
Mr. Speaker, nobody likes pubs better than me.
Starmer opens with what might be the most cringeworthy deflection in modern politics. Nobody likes pubs better than me. Really? Based on what? A pub-less legal career? A glass of sparkling water on campaign stops? This is the classic politician's lie. Pretend to relate. Pretend to care. Say the right words, and hope no one notices that your policies say the exact opposite. But this time, people are noticing. The public is tired of the duplicity. Let's be blunt. If you're the man presiding over policies that make running a pub unprofitable, then you don't love pubs. You love talking about loving pubs. And that's not the same thing. This line is such a naked piece of spin, it's almost insulting. Starmer has no real connection to these communities, and, worse, no interest in building one. He doesn't understand their struggles, and it's painfully clear he doesn't care. And when people say they feel misunderstood by him, what's his response? Instead of facing them, he walks away.
No, I came here to speak to this man, not your security. You have failed me.
Thank you. Okay.
I've been a Labour voter my entire life. You have failed to be the opposition. You have failed to ask whether lockdown was functioning.
Just behind. Can we just
Do you understand?
Can we go on in?
Thousands of people have died because you have failed to do your job and ask the real questions. Well, I am telling you now, and I hope this goes out, you have failed this country. You have seriously failed.
When confronted with real, hard questions about the destruction of Britain's pubs, about why small businesses are being taxed into oblivion and working people can't catch a break, he has no answers, no defense, no figures, no vision. So what does he do instead? He retreats into empty sentiment. He looks the public straight in the eye and says, "I love pubs." As if affection can pay the bills. As if words can replace real relief. As if telling people you care is the same thing as governing with integrity. It isn't leadership. It's political cowardice dressed up as charm. And the British public is exhausted by it, tired of being told they're loved by the very man who's bleeding them dry. They've seen how he can't stick to one position for long, and he's proven that again and again.
Mr. Speaker, I think last week I was overly rude, and I apologise.
It seems the only principle he consistently defends is whichever he last heard in a focus group. So I ask him, is there any belief he holds which survives a week in Downing Street?
Yes, the belief that she talks rubbish.
Given his recent tendency to dismiss the views of others, what would he say to his younger self?
Mr. Speaker, I think last week I was overly rude, and I apologise. I do respect the honourable member.
Even in this short, dismissive exchange, he proves her point without even realizing it. Keir Starmer can't hold onto a single belief for more than a week. He shifts positions like wind through a revolving door. One day, he claims to love pubs. The next, he taxes them into extinction. And that's exactly how his so-called support for pub owners plays out. One week it's photo ops and hollow praise. Nobody loves pubs more than me. The next, it's tax hikes, slashed reliefs, and total silence as landlords shut their doors for good.
But, Mr. Speaker, it's the same old nonsense. They say they don't want the national insurance rise, but they don't have the courage to say they'd reverse it, because they know if they said that, they wouldn't be able to say where the money's coming from. That's how we got into the problem in the first place.
Projection is a powerful drug. Starmer accuses others of lacking courage, coming from the man who has walked back nearly every promise he made to win the Labour leadership. Let's look at the betrayals. Tuition fees? Dropped. Rail nationalisation? Gone. Free school meals? Forgotten. Green spending pledges? Gutted. He campaigned as Jeremy Corbyn Light and now governs like Blair's in turn. This line isn't strength. It's proof that Starmer plans to keep every damaging tax in place, just without taking responsibility for it. And what about this we that supposedly caused the problem? Who is we? The Tories? The pandemic? The public? No. The real issue is simple. Starmer wants power without responsibility. He refuses to offer a clear plan, refuses to commit, and refuses to lead. He wants Britain to forget who he was and trust who he pretends to be now. But the public isn't buying it anymore. And after this exchange, they won't forget. Keir Starmer doesn't fight for pubs. He taxes them into extinction. then raises a glass to their memory at a donor dinner in Mayfair. So what do you think? Should he at least be honest and admit he hates pubs? Do you believe his words anymore? Let us know in the comments what you think Starmer should do to win back voter support, and whether that's something he even wants. If you want to see more videos like this, please like and share, and subscribe for more updates on Offscript and how events are reshaping it.